live. Good morning. Welcome to the Soulful Illumination Show. I am your Enlightened Enchantress, Nicole Borghi. Welcome, everybody listening from around the world, the known universe, and those traveling like me through space and time, interdimensional portals, and other realms to the Soulful Illumination Show, the show about spiritual ascension, the show that brings us to the collective consciousness. And we do that through heart awakening. Allow the energetic vibrational frequencies to send you into spiritual ascension. That is the point of this show, to live, laugh, and have a wonderful time as you become enlightened. We are coming at you from an unknown bunker near Area 51 in fabulous Las Vegas, Nevada. I'm your host, the Lady of Laughter and Light, Nicole Borghi. I am a soulful coach, the host of this show, and a crystal Reiki master, psychic medium. I channel intuitively, and I'm here to holistically help heal your body, right? One cell at a time. So welcome to the hour of true empowerment. And I just want to shout out to all the lovely beings listening to this show live and listening to this show later. Just remember, all the energies going out will be there when you watch it later. So you're not going to miss a thing. Just remember, like and subscribe. So hit that like button, smash the subscribe, and become a fan. Join the tribe, right? You can find me on illuminatevegas.com. That's where I'm at if you want to get a hold of me. You can email me at illuminatingvegas@gmail.com and you'll get a hold of me. You know what? And let's just go over a few quick things today. So our show sponsors, you know what? Right now, you guys, let's look at frankincense. I am loving this spiritually high vibrational oil. It is the oil of the gods, the oil of the kings. It helps you enlighten. It also, what a lot of people don't know, is go to pubmed.com, pubmed.com. That is a published medical review. It is an actual journal, scientific fact. It's not just all this hocus pocus. And you'll find out about frankincense and how it helps you at a cellular level. So that's not just me saying it. That's a medical journal out there. And look at the research, because the Alzheimer's Association also looks at frankincense. It looks how frankincense helps our mind. It helps our focus. It helps strengthen our mind. And you know what's great is if you put it in the diffuser, you can burn frankincense as a herb. Hey, I'm an aromatherapist. I'm an herbalist. I understand. Some of you like essential oils, and some of you just like herbs to burn. Use that as well. Make it in a tea because it helps you heal. It helps. And as we heal, physically, we are healing emotionally, and we are strengthening ourselves. And so it helps your immune system as well. And when you have a stronger immune system, you are able to take on the day, and you are able to focus better and heal better. And we need that right now. We need to combat any of those funky things out there, right? Also look at Cell Core Biosciences. It's on my page. You're going to want to look at, I'll put those, I'll put that, the link up. That was a hard word for me to think of right now. I'll put those links up, right? And you'll look at those because we need oxygen. We need to heal at a cellular level. We need to bring as much oxygen into our lungs right now. Just breathe that in. Just take a deep breath. And how does that make you feel? I guarantee right away it makes you feel like you are in that healing mode, and you can connect better to your angels and guides. When your immune system is strong, when your brain is focused, it helps you relax at a different level. And when you're relaxed to listen to your intuition, and your mind is clear, and there's no more of that jarble going on in there, those fear gremlins are out to the side, you can listen to your intuition and succeed and not sabotage. So let's look into that. Those are things. If you have questions, hit me up. Go to the live chat at YouTube. I'm on Illuminate Vegas. Nicole Borghi, look it up at YouTube. You can find it here. If you're not watching it, you can find us on Oneness channel today. And I am making sure that all the channels are there, even on my Facebook page. We are live, we are there. And we're going to look at right now. Let's look into the energy of us today. What is the energy going on around us? I know that it can be strong and it can move around, and sometimes it's like, whoa, hey, you want to duck and take cover because the energy is strong, right? That energy is there, it is strong. And sometimes we don't know how to interpret it. How do we interpret that energy? And it's a little bit hard, but let me share with you what the energy is coming up today. So definitely the Mercury retrograde is going to come up the same day as the new moon. Woohoo! And so that's tomorrow, right? That's Friday. That Mercury retrograde, I believe, is going into the next few months. And what does that retrograde do in a small scale? That retrograde is opening up and it's amplifying the energy of you. The truth of you is going to come out, like it or not. And that's why we have a problem with retrograde, because it's going backwards, kind of like Ferris Bueller did. And he tried to take those miles out of his car by driving backwards. It doesn't work. So what it does is it gets us to identify the truth of us. So we're going to look a little bit into our shadow, and that's kind of yucky. It's a little bit sticky, but hey, I'm here for you. Book a discovery call. Check me out, illuminatevegas.com, and I'll help you move through that shadow that is you. What is coming up? What is the polarity of us? What are we reflecting? What's the mirror? What are we reflecting? The people around us, things that are happening to us. Just look at us at a small level and try to detach from the truth that is us and understand it in a compassionate way. We want to open our heart. We want to understand ourselves, but we also want to give ourselves the ability to have compassion for the things that we have done so we can grow stronger and remember those things and live and learn and love. And that's how you do that when you look at it on a whole level. Also today, we're looking at the energy of the divine feminine. You know, let's listen to the divine feminine. Let's listen to the energies and not compromise the divine feminine. The divine feminine is a sense of, we need to use it in the sense of balance, okay? Not just the divine feminine itself. We need to look at what the divine feminine tells us about ourselves, how we can be strong, how we can be show empathy in a loving manner. Also, you want to go within, because the 31st is coming up, and that's going to be we're having another full moon this month. So that's 2 full moons, 1 super new moon, the divine feminine energy, and harness that energy, all the energy that you need. Harness it, understand it. What is that energy of you? Okay. Also, let's look at today. The runes that I pulled were Gabo, which is fortune, divine union. So when the energies of the divine feminine are awakened, as they were on 8/8 of 20 of this year, that energy is looking for sacred union. So the masculine and the feminine, that is the fortune of us to have that beautiful divinity. So let's remember to look at what that shows us. Where can we help it? Where can we excel with that divine feminine? Pair throw was the second one. Mystery revealed, your ancestors. What are your ancestors telling you? Listen and share. Share the knowledge. Open up to what the ancestors are telling you so you can remember to understand it. That knowledge is coming back, so understand it. Listen to that. That mystery is revealed of your ancient wisdom. Fehu, and it's always fulfillment and harvest, which is beautiful at this time because we want to harvest what we have sown. So what we have planted in the spring, how can we show that and share that and take that harvest, reap what we have sown? Okay. the other thing is look at the dragons that show us that dragon energy creates the foundation of a new growth. And that's with the divine feminine, understanding that we are with this energy, we are moving forward and having new growth, new understanding. Also, the rose pink dragon prepares your heart to connect with higher facets of the cosmic heart. So when you open your heart and you have that beautiful heart awakening, you can connect to the conscious collective and you can be open to others and you can share. That doesn't mean you're a doormat. It means that you understand them. It means that you can reflect on that is you, the people around you, and those people, you can look at them not with rose-colored glasses, but with real glasses and understand the person in front of you, understand the people around you, love and share that. That is what we are here to do. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to welcome my beautiful friend today. And her name is Jackie McPherson. And Jackie is a psychic medium. And she's just awesome. I just want to tell you about Jackie. And I'm just going to say she's super awesome. She's even got the awards to approve it and the accolades because she's super awesome. But I am going to let Jackie tell you a little bit about herself because you know what? I think it's better when people talk about themselves. Jackie, if you can go unmute. Are you there?
Oh,
Okay, I'm going to change the screen around so we can see both of us.
okay.
Maybe. There you are. Well, welcome to Soulful Illumination. I am so glad you're here.
I'm so excited that you invited me.
Well, tell everybody a little bit about Jackie because she's humble and she doesn't like to toot her own horn. But tell us about you, how you came into this, how you came into sharing with others the development of their psychic intuition and sharing classes.
Well, it was quite a journey. I was born a psychic medium. It goes through my family line. Um, I was raised always being told not to tell anybody. And so outside of my core family, no one knew until I was probably in my teens. I probably shared it with one or two close friends. And anyways, just the older I got, the more nudging I felt from my spirit guides and, the voice in my ear always saying, it's time to come out of the closet and share with everybody what I can do and who I am. And so here we are. I just love being able to share my knowledge with others and to help others open up and share their gifts as well.
So how did you and you even said that. So for me, I always had that intuition as a child. It was just a given. I was open. I talked to fairies or spirits or whatever. I did shut down for a while, but for you, how did you come out of that cyclic closet and just allow that to start to blossom and put that out in the world?
It was honestly like a lot of nudging from my husband um, and my children too as well, though they were still a little bit hesitant, at that age, about me being open with it. Um, Also, just it's just constant from my angels and my guides. Come on, you could do this. You need to do this. You need to share your gifts, share your knowledge. And so that was it. I did meet somebody here in Las Vegas, probably, I want to say maybe like 8 years ago or something, and she was a psychic medium. She still is a psychic medium. She doesn't live in Las Vegas anymore, but we became fast friends, and she really uh, helped me along the way too. So it's been like a group effort here to get me going and be public about my gifts.
And it's a little bit scary sometimes when we come out in public. There was a time, I mean, I embraced my crazy always. So it was a little bit different for me coming out publicly because I was fighting myself. I wasn't fighting anybody else, but I was fighting myself because I didn't feel capable. I didn't feel good enough. And that was what I didn't know for years was it was not feeling capable or good enough to myself, to my soul, to my core, right? In my heart. I used to go and do haunted houses as a child, and that was a big scare for me. And I just kind of shut it down. And so coming back out, just being able to freely feel that, was that more self acceptance? Because you said your husband supported you.
Mhm.
Where was the hard thing for you?
Just getting past, my mother's voice in my ear all the time, always telling me not to tell anybody. That's how she was raised. Her mom telling her, don't tell anybody. No one needs to know that. They'll think you're crazy. All of that. And it's lucky the world we're in now, basically,
Mm,
because it is so much more open and accepting. There's shows on TV about psychic mediums, and the world is embracing it more. It's not like a taboo like it was in the 60s, the 70s. We have people like Sylvia Brown coming out, writing books and stuff, but I still remember people saying she was crazy. And um, so it's just getting past, I guess, first of all, just my own um, brain talking and hearing my mom's voice. So getting past that, and then also just, it's more socially acceptable. You're not going to be, well, I was going to say you're not going to be deemed crazy. There are still people, I think.
That's it. There
You
are
know,
still people who don't want to be part of it, and that's fine. It is
yeah,
not my business what you think of me. And I had to learn that. You know what? I had to go back to where I was younger when it was like, so what? So what you think of me? So what? I don't care because I can't afford to care because if I suffer at your thoughts, even though you're not somebody I know, you're not somebody that's I'm close to. And that was the problem. um, and for me, some of the struggle was opening my third eye back up with my heart and my root and putting it to the point where it was, I am blessed to have this open channel and understand and listen to my intuition. And having closed it down for so long, I struggled with depression because it was hard to understand what I was hearing in my mind's eye. I hear spirit loud and proud. Like, they got a bullhorn, they're in front of me. They're like, hello, we're marching. Open
right.
up. Here we are. Listen to us. And
Yes.
sometimes when you hear that, it's like I'm hearing voices. But am I hearing what are the voices? I started to identify. Who are you? What do you want? What do you have to say to me? And start listening to what was the truth, what wasn't heavy, and what was in the light, not what was in the darkness. And that was the differentiation, is having faith and understanding and being supported um, by that loving light, and that higher consciousness, and trusting that and coming out. Did you find also when you were coming out, was it hard to identify certain people? You said you were gifted to have a beautiful person that helped you come to that light and being able to bring it out publicly. But did you have a little bit of a problem? I think we all kind of did, where we were trying to find a certain tribe, and sometimes we get caught in trying to be accepted with that. That we just get caught in that tribe.
I think as you allow your light to shine more, it's like attracts like. So I found more friends coming in and seeing others drop away.
Yeah.
Uh, but I say it a lot. I'm just very blessed to have a family and close friends and close members of the spiritual community here in town who just love and support me um, and happy for my success, just as I'm happy. I was so happy when you started this wonderful show. And so it's just, it's great to be very supportive of one another in this community. And it's just crazy, and of course, like I say it all the time, my guides are like always right there. And like when I started opening up more and seeing more, I would have lots of spirit visitors at night wake me up. Hey, Elvis, it's like, I don't know how to get message to your family. I'm sorry. I don't know you. So it was a big learning process for me and how to work with my guides more. And, they're there, hey, you just ask us for help. We're like your gatekeepers. And so I'm like, oh, okay. So that was nice. This is, if I'm working and wanting to help those souls that are lost, then that's fine. They're welcome to come in, and I help them go to the light. Um, and otherwise, like, they really don't bother me so much here at my house. They're they're there. My husband always jokes. He always knew late at night. He said I had a certain noise I would make because I'd be like sound asleep, and he said he would always know when spirit came in to bother me because I'd be like starting to communicate with him, vocally. And so he said I always had this certain noise that he would know. That he said he said I always know when spirit's bothering you at night when you're sleeping, because so I have to tell him to go away and leave you alone.
See, it's such a great thing to have somebody that supports you in that, and
Mm-hmm.
that watches out for you here in this world, in this dimension, and in other dimensions and realms, and that they're the safekeeper. Because when you're an enlightened being, and when you're coming up in the light, and when you open up, you not only need to protect your space and yourself, but you need to have somebody that protects you. Because when we channel, you just get into you get as a channeler, you just get into another place, another realm, and you don't know what's going on around you. And
Mm-hmm.
when you're connected to spirit, it's like somebody has to watch out. Especially you need your guides in the spirit realm and here as well, because you need a personal assistant. I like to look at it as, when you have
Yes.
a business, you need somebody to keep your calendar, keep your schedule, take appointments, schedule clients, schedule your appointments. But that's the other thing in the afterlife, or as well as this life, is that you need somebody to say, you need your guides to be there and say, whoa, 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 hey, let's not disturb her right now. Let's
Yes.
not disturb Jackie while she's sleeping. Let's not disturb her while she's having fun, or she's out with her family celebrating just life. Um, because if we do, then we're just constantly, our energy's just getting sucked down, because you have to deal with some things. But
Mm-hmm.
there's also those times where spirit will come in, and it's kind of divine timing, right? Where you're somewhere and you either need to clear or cross over or gain some information. You need to be open to the energy of that information. You ever find that when you go out and you travel, and there's just a download you'll get?
Right. Mm-hmm. Yes, I'll still see spirit wandering around town, and um, sometimes quite, sometimes it still surprises me. Like I'll just look over, you know, and I'm like, oh, and then I'm like, oh, that's that's not someone in human form, physical form. It's a spirit. So, and then it's usually even more shocking for the spirit to know, hey, I'm acknowledging them. I'm there, looking at them and seeing them, and yeah. So I just had one just probably like 2 weeks ago. I was out running errands with my husband, and he went in to a business, and I waited in the vehicle, and I just looked over and I saw an older gentleman standing there on the sidewalk, and I was like, oh, okay, he must have been a frequent visitor of this establishment or something, because he was just hanging out front, and then he looked over and he noticed, I'm staring at him, and I said hello, and then he's like, oh, and he like went right into that business. So he was, I think, even more shocked that I was there acknowledging him and saying hello. So it was funny.
Such a blessing, isn't it, to have that sight and to
Mm-hmm.
like recognize it,
Mm-hmm.
and
Yes.
it's fun. It can be so much fun when you see and feel into it, and you see human form too sometimes, and it's hard to explain to people, hey, I can see that actual hologram of that person, which is there, like they're in human form as well as spirit. I can hear and I can see and I can sense and engage with them. And that's just amazing. Not everybody has it. I think that they just need to develop more and more into it.
Mm-hmm.
How do you take people and share with them how to open up?
Um, I always say it's really important to have a strong spiritual counsel around you, your spirit guides and your angels to be there. They're your support staff, and they're there. They're going to do anything they can to help you. So it's really important to start working with them first, to know you are receiving clear messages from them. You could feel them. And that's how I teach like my students to start opening up to spirit, is first working with your spiritual team, and then from there going outward and communicating with someone else, with another spirit. And then you'll know for sure what's being said. You're not going to question it as much. Um, I know a lot of times, starting out, you're questioning, am I really hearing that? Is that spirit really saying that, or am I making it up? So it is a process to go through, I believe, just to know, because I mean, you don't want to tell somebody. I guess there was a question like when I was starting out that is that really spirit communicating with me, or is it this the voice in my head? So I had to really
Right.
work that through and say, no, it is spirit. It's not me, because I have to feel like I'm kind of pushed aside, and I'm communicating directly with that spirit.
Right. And going into that, if you're wondering if that spirit talking to you, write that information down. Write down what you're channeling or what you're hearing. Also go into it, feel into it. Is it a heavy negative thing, or is it just a light energy message? It's
Yes.
not always meaning a light positive message, but how is the energy? Is it a lighter energy? And having to feel into that. And the other great way is you share, you know, uh, you share with people, you work with them one on one on how to kind of come into that. And so if you're channeling together in a group and everybody's, writing those messages down and talking, and what do they hear, what do they see, you can understand, start to form the true feelings. Some people see signs, some people hear, um, some people, some people just understand or have that inner knowing of what is the truth. And you have to develop that is you. On the other hand, when you are a developed psychic, you still need to be around other people to be blessed with that energy. Like we can feel that great energy connection here on Zoom, as well as you can in person. and
Mm-hmm.
and it's such a great thing to get in that vibe with somebody else, and just to feel that, allow, share readings or share connection, because when you're together in that unity of the people you're with in that tribe, or just two people, that energy is compounded. And so you're
Yes.
able to remote view a little bit better. You're able to start to understand. And sometimes you shift. I think really, as you grow, you shift your way you converse with spirit. You don't have to see a sign. You just understand that it's there. And constantly being with people. But I think that's a blessing of now, is that so many people are open.
Mhm.
But just be careful, for people, it's just be careful what you're working with, the element that you're working with, and constantly clear. And it's so important when you're a channeler, psychic, and energy person, that you take care of yourself and that you get rest, and you clear yourself and have other people clear you as well, because that is what we're meant to do. We're meant to step aside of ourselves sometimes, and allow other people to clear our energy, and to just step away from your ego for a minute and allow other people to come in to that space. I had a few people a few months ago that were saying, well, I don't let other people clear me, because, I like a certain clearing, and I think it's great for people to share those energy connections. You
Mhm.
don't want just anybody coming in, you don't want anybody just coming in and cleaning your house, right?
Right.
You want to know that they're a exemplary person, and you want to feel into their energy. But you really do need to find somebody else that can come into your space and clear you and help you along, because we're meant to be a community, and we're meant to work with one another and share that path together. And it's kind of hard right now because we really want to. Sometimes that energy, the polarity of that energy, the ascension energy, is just a negative energy, and people just want to stay within that negative energy, and you just want to shut the door to all that. So it's really starting to understand and listening to what you're hearing, seeing, and how you're growing, and always, just step back and reconnect. um, let's go into let's go into other things that you do as well as being a psychic medium. And this is the first time that I saw you was at Binion's, right?
Yes.
I think it was. You were on a paranormal show. And was it
Mhm.
Las Vegas Paranormal?
Yes, I believe that was. Yeah, Las
And
Vegas.
and they're really awesome. They have this before everything shut down. They have this beautiful little space where people can comfortably come and talk about that
Mhm.
paranormal investigation, talk about other things that are paranormal. I think it's important for other people to understand. There's so many facets when you're open, and so many ways that we can connect. And there's ways to get that ancient wisdom of what had come before us, get that history. Um, and when you did that, how did you get into, and you do paranormal investigation a little bit, or you have?
I have,
How
yes.
did you get into that?
Well, it's just kind of a natural thing that happened because I do a lot of space clearings, so home and office clearings, and usually when I'm called to do a clearing, it's because of activity. The either if it's a business, it's the staff are feeling or seeing or hearing things, and the same thing at homes. People are or they're scared, a lot of times for this activity that's going on, especially if there's children at home. So going in, and if it's something, my husband also joins me on those when there's lots of heavy activity. It's been my experience that some of these beings, even though I'm always stand strong and firm, they just, are still looking at me, well, you're just a woman there. And so um, it's a whole different thing when my husband is there as well, and we're a team. And he is also demanding that they leave these people alone, get out of their home. And so it's just a big process there, just seeing. It could be something as simple as one time it was someone who used to own the home that these people are currently living in, and so they called, and you know, he was being bothered. There was teenage children in the home as well, and you know, he didn't like the music they played, and they always had friends over. He was being bothered, and they're disturbing him. So it was just as simple as explaining, you know, it's their home now, and you know, he's safe to leave, and just, you know, go to the light, and he could always, you know, visit his loved ones here whenever he wants, but he needed to leave his, what he thought was still his home. Other times it could be beings there that follow someone home. That, you know, say if someone is a big partier, that attracts the darker energies that are
Yeah.
around, and follow
Yeah.
them home and cause a lot of damage. Um, Really bothering them. I mean, there was one house, there was holes in the walls. There was knocking, and just, yeah, bad energy. I mean, I was just driving there. My guides were saying, you know, it's gonna be it's gonna be a rougher time there, and yeah, so it was.
You feel that, you know, you
I
feel that
feel
like the
that.
night before sometimes.
Yes, I'll get the heads up from my guides. You'll need to bring all your all your goodies that, you know, I'll use in doing clearings, and you know, be sure and have Scott, my husband, with me, and um, do that together. So yeah, that's my guides are always good about giving me a heads up if it's something like how many entities might be in the home, and if they're all really very active, or is it just one's like the troublemaker and causing most of the the damage. So it all depends what's going on. One business I was called into was having a lot of shadow figures, and hearing knocking, and um, doors opening and closing, and so it was scaring the employees. So that was interesting, going and taking care of that.
I want to say hi to Monina real quick because she's on here. She came on Oneness. Say hi, Monina.
Hi,
Hello, hello.
Marina.
Shout out. We love you.
She
She
has
just
such a
jumped in.
beautiful energy about her.
Oh,
Just,
she just has a great playful energy, doesn't she?
yes, she does. Yes.
Amazing, amazing. Love to have people come in and watch and say hello. We love that. Always chat, join us live, you guys. Chat it up, get in there. Let's get that progression in. Let's get the more you guys are here sharing with us, the more we can connect in the community, and the more we can send that energy out, because every time one of us adds our beautiful energy, the next person compounds it more and more, and how many people we share it to, and we can just heal that way. So every person connects and shares and heals so many hundreds or thousands of people. And I can't remember what the statistic is right now, but that's okay. You guys can figure it out because you're smart. But it's such a you know, I look at some of these paranormal shows and it kind of makes me cringe a little bit, because it's like, you guys are like in there poking the ghost, poking the energy. Oh, come
Mhm.
on, throw something. Let's make you real mad. And then they panic, and it's like you're bringing that negativity home. I get you
Yeah.
want to feel it, but if you truly want to make that ghost or that paranormal figure, that entity, that darkness, whatever you're going to call it, um, communicate with you, you open up. If you open up your third eye, if you get right in the spiritual realm here, if you ascend properly, you're going to hear and see more than you can imagine. And things will show itself, and you'll get recordings. It's just, that's not the way it is. You guys did such a beautiful thing. I couldn't go that night with you, and it was with Diane and oh my gosh, I just drew a blank. Who was with you on that show?
Jerry Lynn.
Jerry Lynn, thank you very much. I'm like, I can see her beautiful face. Sorry, Jerry. I can see her beautiful face. And I just saw her last night in the stream. She was just having so much fun as she came through. You guys came through. It was so funny. But just this beautiful connection of the energy that you guys have. And then Diane was part of the Las Vegas Paranormal, and I came back another time so I can go through the Apache Hotel at Binion's, and hopefully one day they'll open that back up. It is fun to experiment with it and feel the energies. And really, for me, it was watching other people feel into it. That was the most important thing for me to sit back and watch them have their experience, people for the first time or people that have experienced it before. And my old man was there, and he was just having a ball. He was going in every room. You got to see this, you got to see that. And that first, when we kind of started dating, it was, we didn't really talk about it too much. I wasn't that open with it yet. And, but now it's like we share and we talk about it. And it's so unique, and it's so great to have someone have that support, because something actually came through for him as well, which was awesome, because we had a seance point of it, and he started feeling and seeing things that other people couldn't feel. And, and just have that dynamic of the people's energy there and being able to bring that up. And like your husband, did you tell him originally, when you first met your husband, your gifts?
It was probably a few months later, I think. And we didn't see, he was in the Marine Corps when we met, and I lived like 4 hours away. So our meeting was very strange, very orchestrated by spirit, because Scott and I are twin flames. And so this is how they got us to meet. I had just moved back to my hometown in California that night. And it was my friend's birthday, my childhood friend. It's her birthday. She came over. She says, you already missed my birthday dinner. You need to come meet us at the bar. My other friends are already there. And I'm like, I'm so tired. I was just like filthy, She came over and she's like, I don't care. She's like, look, I'm going to give you 20 minutes. You get in the shower, get changed, and we're going. So I was like, oh, so we went to this bar, and her friends are already there. And so they're saying, you see that guy at the end of the bar? And so, Beth and I did this, leaning over and looking. And so I can tell it's a military guy by his haircut. And so she's like, oh, okay. And anyways, we kept locking eyes, him and I, and that was Scott. So he just happened to be there because he was visiting his uncle who lived there in town. And so he and his buddy that came with him were there at the bar. So just a very, very chance meeting. He, that night made advances that I didn't appreciate. And so I was walking away from him, and my guides were like, no, he's different, turn back. I'm like, did you hear what he just said? So they're like, no, go back. So anyways, we did have a good night dancing and everything. And then it was like 3 weeks before I saw him again. And so it was probably a few months before I said something like, probably in a joking manner that I was psychic or something. So I know what you're thinking, that type thing, and so anyways, he was all very cool with it. And
how fun with that. I just want to say a shout out to Raina McMahon. I hope I'm saying your name right.
Oh, that's Renee.
Hello,
Renee McMahon. She's
Renee
a very
McMahon.
good friend of
Okay,
mine.
well,
Yeah.
see, there she's saying hello, hello. She came in as well.
Oh,
Um,
hi, Renee.
and thanks for joining. And it's so wonderful when you listen. And for a long time, I didn't listen either. And it was like, people around me were saying, oh, you guys got to connect. And when you really listen to spirit, and it's funny because the energy is so strong, especially in your flame, or the person you're supposed to be with can be so strong, just like the energy of now, it almost pushes you away. You're like,
Hmm.
whoa, what is this? What is this? What is this energy? Uh, we're not accustomed to that connection. And
Right.
you have to really look at, on that solar plexus in that abdominal area. Not only are you feeling that, woo, that kind of sexy connection, but you're also feeling that just dynamic pull, right?
Mhm.
Um, and
Right.
it's
Yeah.
weird, and you're just, well, like, nah, I don't want this. I don't know what that is.
Yeah. It
Um,
was a
but
very
it's of course
strong energy, very strong magnetic pull with him. And but yeah, I really had to listen to my spirit guides because I was ready to walk away several times. But it was so strong. I mean, we met in August. He proposed to me in November, and we married in February. So 6 months after we met, we were married. So
wow.
that's how quickly we progressed in our relationship. And um, so
When you
it's
listen, how quickly does that, how wonderful the things can progress when you listen, because it's meant to be.
mhm.
Um, we also have a Lori Hazel that's on as well. So
Oh,
hello,
hi,
Lori. Thanks for
Lori.
coming in. Thanks for being here. And it's things go quicker, especially now because the energy of the manifestation is huge and fast. Things go quicker when you're connected, when it's divine timing, when you're connected, when it's open. It's not always like The Secret where it happens right away, but it takes work. So it doesn't happen overnight. And I
Mhm.
think sometimes that's the misconception, that we believe that it's going to happen overnight right away. You have to put the work into it, and you have to understand what you're listening to and what you're doing. If you stop self-sabotaging and actually get in, heal that inner child and that shadow, and do the work, and then open up. When you open up, you'll see things will start to come hard and fast. And that's where you get the success. It's like, to me, I like to refer to it as that overnight success. Oh, well, look at this so and so, she's an overnight success. Well, you never saw the 10 years that person or that actress or that singer put in, or the life's work that they put in to be that person, to be there on that stage at that moment.
Right.
They had to work on themselves, they had to listen to their intuition, and they had to practice. And in order to stay a success and not be a one and done, you have to continue to practice. You have to really listen to that is you. And that's so important. It's also when we do readings. When you do readings for people, you have to go with not only how do they listen and hear you, but also you have to tell them what they're there for. You have to give them that information, and sometimes it's a little hard to hear for them. But ask them, hey, are you ready to hear this message that I'm receiving? Do you want this? And how do you gift it to them? And that took me a bit of time to understand that when I'm reading for other people, because I did at a young age see and be with spirit, and I was with a group of people that were ready to hear what I had to say. However, meeting people face to face first time, um, they needed to hear the message, but they didn't always want to. And so I've learned that, hey, you know what? We're connected for a specific reason, and this is what I'm here for, and this is the message that I'm here to give you, because I can give you that 20-second message that other people gave you, because you were in a struggle. And when people are in pain, a lot of times they'll go to a psychic and an energy person, and they'll just continually go shop from psychic to psychic. And you guys, please, when you're coming into this, understand that that's okay. Maybe you didn't understand the first message and you need a little bit. a little bit more. And so try to stay with that same person so you can have and grow a relationship because they are in your energy field. Don't shop for it, because when you're shopping for it and you're going all the time and you're spending all that time and money needlessly, you're not ready to listen. And that's okay. Take that time and separate and move back. Are you ready to listen how to heal? It's very important that you use that. We don't want to take advantage of anybody. That's not what we're here for. We're the real deal. I know Jackie definitely is absolutely the real deal, the beautiful person, and she's just so angelically guided. She has so much to give. Jackie, we are coming to the end. It's 9:51. We've got a couple minutes left. So anything else that you want to say or share, or any message?
Well, I guess big news. I am starting a new beginner psychic development class in a few weeks
Awesome.
on Tuesday, October 27th. This will be at 4:30 p.m. It's a 1-hour class. And for your listeners, if you're interested in joining, I am offering a special for if you prepay for 5 classes, you'll receive the 6th one free.
Oh, awesome.
So
Hey.
you could just email me info@jackiemcpherson.com and ask questions that way. And we can get you signed up. Be on Zoom and it'll be great. So it doesn't matter where in the world you are. And the 4:30 is Pacific Standard Time.
Awesome. Absolutely. That's wonderful. And I will have all the links up here at YouTube. Is there any message? I feel like I'm hearing like a message that that you need to share. Is there anything that you want to share with the audience before you go, besides just maybe something that you've been downloaded with?
Well, it's just to trust your own intuition, whether you want to call it. A lot of people don't want to say intuition, they say gut feelings.
Mm-hmm.
The gut feeling is totally different than your intuition. So it's just, terminology, but trust it. It's always, there's never going to guide you wrong. If you're driving down the freeway and they're saying, take the next exit, then just do it and don't question it. There could be an accident that you might have been involved with if you wanted to debate in your head why you shouldn't take that exit, because so always listen for that. Also, just you're visited in your dream state a lot with your guides, your angels, or loved ones that have passed. And so keep a journal on your nightstand, and when you wake up, if you wake up at 3 a.m. and you're just like, whoa, did I really have that dream, or was that person really here? And just write it down so you don't forget when you really do wake up, for your day. And just trust all of that. Your loved ones in spirit are always around and visiting you, and they want nothing but the best for you. So
Yes,
they're your angels and
beautiful.
guides. They're there, they want to whisper in your ear, and be sure you stay on the right path, and just trust yourself.
They will guide you. And I love those wings behind you. Those are so amazing. And that's true, because Jackie's always in that angelic, that unity and that connection she always has. Thank you for being here.
Thank you
I
so
am
much
so
for
glad you
inviting me.
came by. It's so great to see you.
Yep. Wonderful to see
And
you.
people, I am so blessed to have this show, and I'm so grateful to share it with you. Every week, Thursday, 9 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. We're here. You can find us on YouTube, and I will put that information to how you find Jackie, because you'll love her. Trust me, you will love her classes. We're going to sign